are now in the days of the Omer, days when we mourn the passing of 24,000 Talmidim of Rabbi Akiva, an event that has an impact till today and difficult to understand, but surely one of the greatest losses of Am Yisrael, and thus a public mourning of the entire nation. When the Chachamim tell us the event, they tell us that the reason for their death was שלא נהגו כבוד זה לזה, that they were not respectful of each other. It's very difficult to understand circumstances as such, where we're talking about 24,000 Talmidei Chachamim, who are the bearers of the Torah Shebe'al Peh. We're counting on them to transmit the oral law, which is passed orally from one to another one. And we have to rely entirely on their integrity, the authenticity of what they tell us. And on the other hand, we find that a mitzvah in the Torah, which we will read in this week's Perashah, Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, you shall love your fellow as you love yourself. A mitzvah so important was totally neglected. It's hard to understand. And surely it cannot be taken at face value. Especially when Rabbi Akiva himself, the teacher himself, held that ze kelal gadol b'Torah, that this is one of the most important principles of the Torah, ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, to love your fellow as yourself. So Rabbi Akiva, the teacher, is saying this is a principle that is of utmost importance, and they're neglectful of that mitzvah in the Torah, very difficult. We know already the Maaseh with Hillel, when a Goy comes to ask to be converted while he's standing on one leg, and while Beit Shammai himself sends him away, chases him out, because he obviously has no understanding of the magnitude of the Torah. And Hillel tells him, you want to learn the Torah while you stand on one leg? Sure. Don't do to others what you don't want done to yourself. That's the Torah. The rest, go and learn now. Now go and learn all the millions of details that there is. But the Torah is the Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. And we find that this cannot be happening to all the Talmidim of Rabbi Akiva. As a matter of fact, when the Gemara tells us the story, it refers to them not as 24,000 Talmidim, it refers to them as 12,000 pairs, zugot, 12,000 pairs of Talmidim, which obviously a pair is two, so they make 24,000. But the Gemara chooses to tell us that they're not 24,000 individuals, each one on his own, each one caring about himself. They're part of a pair, of an inseparable pair, a pair where they're reliant on each other, where they need each other and they cannot live or study Torah or be the transmitters of the Torah without each other. So where does this not caring for each other come into the picture? So there's volumes that could be collected of all the answers. I would like to suggest one answer in relation to the way the Ramban understands the mitzvah ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. In this week's Perashat Kedoshim, he explains that the person could fulfill ve'ahavta l'reacha, to love his friend, but limit the love to a specific item. When you need X, Y, Z, I'm there, but when you need A, B, C, I'm not able to help. That's not ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. He goes further to say that even if a person is there for you at all times for everything, and there is no limit, there is no lines traced that you cannot ask and expect. And even when that happens, he states that there may be a feeling of lo sheishve elav. I'll be everything that you need in life, I'll share. But we can't be equals. I need to be a little bit more than yourself. So I'll give you and I'll help you and I'll love you with all my heart, but there must be some room for myself. Something that I have that you don't have. If that's the case, that's not fulfilling Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. As a matter of fact, he says, from here we see, Lo yiten shiurim be'ahava. There is no measurement in love. There isn't limits. There isn't boundaries. Love is constant. Love is there. It's limitless and increasing at all times. And all that I can give you are more. All that I can help you are more. I'm there for you. That's what we learn. So the Ramban is really saying that there's a circumstance where Ve'ahavta l'reacha, there's a lot of love outpoured to your friend, but the kamocha is not there. The equality that I want you to have exactly what I have, or even more if it's possible. That is not there. And that's perhaps where the Talmidim of Rabbi Akiva missed. It could be that they had this outpour of love for each other, but there was a little bit room for their ego, a little bit room to say we're not totally 100% equal. We're 99% to 100%, just 1% less, half a percentage, a fraction. That's all that takes to not fulfill the mitzvah of Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. Especially the greater the person, the greater the transgression, and therefore even a small mistake like that costs what it costs. And this is a lesson that we have to learn in defining Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. The kamocha is important. I think that we're living in times now where our lives have changed. And we have a lot of time to think about ourselves and in relation to the world. We live in times of seclusion. We live in times where we have to walk with masks. You walk in the street and you become a faceless person. You're not yourself anymore. You're an unknown, unrecognizable. And we learn from this that there's no room for ego. There's only room to do chesed to the maximum, to pour as much love into the world that we can, into those that are near us, because today we're all faceless. We're all bodies walking around, and we don't need to be identified. We can harness our ego well and be able to continue doing chesed and bringing good to the world. Be'ezrat Hashem, we should be zocher to Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, and the Kadosh Baruch Hu will in turn pour His entire love onto us, into Am Yisrael, and we will see the Geula Shlema b'mera b'yameinu. Shabbat Shalom u'mevorach miYerushalayim Ir HaKodesh.